Right, so I'm here to discuss Hassan and Jickham versus David Lemieux. Before I get there, let me just say I filmed a 90-minute video discussing major boxing issues. It was a collaboration with a friend of mine who runs another YouTube channel. So if you're interested in hearing that, as I say, a long video, I think it's going to be split into 2 or 3 parts. You can find that on a YouTube channel by the name of Ultra Tech Sports. So that's Ultra TECH Sports, and you'll find me guest appearing on that, which was fun. So yeah, if you watch that, let me know your thoughts. Probably going to be doing some more collaboration stuff in future, so it'd be interesting to get some feedback. Now, on to the matter at hand, David Lemieux versus Hassan and I'm going to discuss the fight in a few minutes, but firstly, I want to discuss the business behind the fight, the management and the promotion. One of these guys has been badly wronged by what I consider to be poor management. David Lemieux, he's represented by Golden Boy, a big team, big promoter, he's been looked after. But Hassan and Jickham, badly mugged off, for want of a better term, in terms of the purse he's going to receive for this fight. He rejected, as I understand it, and this is rumoured, it's not confirmed, he rejected sums of money between $300,000 and $400,000 for this fight. Those amounts were turned down, believing that at purse bids it would attract higher salaries for the 2 fighters, if you like. Now, what actually happened is his team didn't put in a bid. They didn't turn up, in the form of an envelope to the purse bid situation. So what happened is Golden Boy turned up, obviously to back their man Lemieux, and realised that there was only one bid that was going in for the fight, their bid. They realised that no other promoters were coming in, Hassan and Dam's team weren't coming in, so they bid very low, knowing that they were going to secure the fight. They bid something in the region of $105,000 for this fight, which means Hassan and Jickham will get half, and his purse for the fight will be around $52,000. Now you've got to imagine that off the back of that he's got to pay his taxes, his promoter, his management, his trainer. It's a truly horrific purse. I would imagine what he's going to be left with in the UK money, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and all that for the biggest fight of his life potentially. What a horrific purse that is. And it's really poor that he's been left in this situation. David Lemieux's purse obviously is also the lower amount, but what we're reading online, and again this is rumours, this is unsubstantiated, is that Golden Boy are supporting their man, and due to other payments Lemieux will receive, he will stand to take about $1 million from this fight. So here you are, 2 guys in a 50-50 fight, one with a big team behind him, one without. One of them earning $1 million, one of them earning 50 grand US. Team Hassan and Dan made a real mistake not putting in a purse bid. Even if they put in a purse bid that they knew was likely not going to win, what would have happened is that would have scared Team Golden Boy into likely overbidding to secure the rights and secure the advantage for their fighter. So real poor from Team Dan. He cannot reject the fight because it's his chance to win a world title, so he'd have to basically take the fight for free, if you like, anyway. But he's been severely financially hampered for this fight, severely. And I think that's important to understand the business that's going on behind these deals. Anyway, regardless of the amount of money the guys are getting paid, regardless of how poor that is, how interesting it is, whatever, it may or may not make a difference to actually what goes down in the ring. Lemieux is the big favourite here, as I see it. It is a 50-50 fight, but I think in terms of public perception, in terms of what the bookmakers would be offering, I would presume that Lemieux is a betting favourite. Put simply, it's kind of seen as his time to shine. He's a more fashionable fighter than Dan. He's very entertaining to watch, very explosive, come forward, aggressive. He's signed with Golden Boy. They've lost a lot of fighters recently, as we know, Golden Boy. So they need to make Lemieux a success because he's going to become one of their leading lights. Lemieux's also the kind of guy, if he wins this fight, if he becomes a world champion, he's got that kind of X factor that could potentially set up fights with the likes of Golovkin, Canelo, Cotto, which would be huge money for both him and the team behind him. So Lemieux is set up to win here. However, I think Hassan and Jickham is very live in this fight. And whilst I see it as 50-50, and whilst neither man winning would surprise me, I slightly lean towards Hassan Ndam. I think Ndam is an exceptional boxer, an exceptional mover, with good punch variety and really, really good technique. I worry that he can outbox Lemieux. I think Lemieux is quite predictable in terms of his approach, and whilst he's very good and very explosive, he's a come-forward guy, who throws hooks and who kind of, it's a bit route one really. I question whether there's the versatility in the Lemieux game, and whether an advanced boxer like Hassan Ndam can exploit that. I mean, look at the success Hassan Ndam had against Curtis Stevens. Completely outboxed him, and I imagine Stevens was the favourite in that fight. Could Hassan Ndam pull a very similar trick to David Lemieux? We know Lemieux's been appointed before. We know he's been knocked out before by Marco Antonio Rubio. Now, Ndam isn't the biggest puncher in the world, but he's got 18 knockouts on his record. We saw him drop Curtis Stevens. He hits a little bit. In my opinion, it's unlikely he's got the power to knock out Lemieux, and I see his chances of success being more sort of boxing on the back foot, moving and trying to outpoint and frustrate Lemieux. Now, of course, the key thing to mention here is Ndam was dropped 6 times by Peter Quillen. He can be hurt in a fight, and a puncher like David Lemieux, who's one of the much harder punchers in the sport pound for pound, could he find the gaps? Could he hurt Hassan? Could he knock Hassan down? Could he maybe even knock Hassan Ndam out? These are possibilities. I have to accept that there is some chance, some likelihood that Lemieux will connect at some point and that Hassan will get hurt. However, what I would say is that Peter Quillen fight came very early in my mind for Hassan Ndam. It was a big step up in class. And whilst Ndam was down several times, whilst he was badly hurt in that fight, he showed a lot of grit and a lot of determination to carry on and to keep fighting. I think Quillen is a very big puncher, probably on a level with Lemieux. But I think Quillen is maybe more of an advanced boxer than Lemieux, and I'm not sure if Lemieux will be able to find the gaps in Ndam's defence as regularly as Quillen was able to on that night. I also think since then, Ndam is more experienced and has refined his style to a point it may be harder for Lemieux to have the same success. Whilst I don't rule out a Lemieux knockout here, my inclination in what I view as a very close fight is to side slightly with Hassan Ndam. I mean, what we must remember here is Hassan Ndam, in my mind, has been in the bigger fights and has proved his capabilities at a higher level. I mean, even his last fight against Curtis Stevens, the way and the manner and the fashion with which he got that victory, I question whether Lemieux has done anything, to at that level. I know he's coming off a good win against Gabe Rosado, but for me, the fights that Ndam has been in are possibly slightly stronger. And whilst Lemieux scored a knockout last time, 10th round TKO I believe, I think that Hassan Ndam's boxing domination of Curtis Stevens was equally as impressive, if not more impressive, and could be a blueprint for what goes down in this fight. I'm not saying Lemieux is Curtis Stevens. I think Lemieux is probably slightly better than that, but Hassan Ndam was a dominant winner last time, and there are definitely some similarities. To conclude, I don't rule out David Lemieux. He's very live in this fight. He's a big puncher against a guy who can be hurt. He's got all the support and the backing behind him, and this could be his time. There's more money to be made out of David Lemieux winning this fight than Hassan Ndam. Having said that, in what I do deem to be a 50-50 fight, I would slightly lean towards Ndam. I think he's a very educated boxer, an excellent mover, and I think he may be able to outpoint and outskill David Lemieux. Neither result would surprise me. Lastly, just to say, this is an excellent fight, in a weekend of excellent fights. Expect videos from me very shortly on Adrian Broner versus Sean Porter, another 50-50 fight, and Paul Smith versus Andre Ward, another 50-50 fight. Only joking. Let me know your thoughts on this fight. How do you see it going? I'm very much looking forward to it. I love these boxer versus puncher style matchups, often very entertaining, often a bit chess-like in my eyes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.